My role as General Evaluator is to evaluate the evaluators and the meeting in general. With that, I will bring up our first and only evaluator today, who is multitasking. Please help me welcome Rob Stewart. Thank you, Rob. May I have a timer's report, Rob, when you get back to your seat?
I
think you'll get the award for having the most hats on today. Could you give us a timer on the speaker, the evaluator, and the table topics?
The speaker, I made a mistake earlier. I said that the speech should be between 5 and 7 minutes. I was reminded that the speech should be between 6 and 8 minutes, and it was 6 minutes 50 seconds. So, spot on. In the table topics, Shalom spoke for 1 minute 16, Carrie for 57 seconds, myself for 1 minute 2, Bobbie for 1 minute 29, April for 1 minute 18, Kathy for about 1 minute 12, and Robert went a little bit over at 2 minutes 46. And General Evaluation, I spoke for 2 minutes 3 seconds.
The Counters report, Kathy Smith, please.
The counter. April had, during her table topics, she had one spot where you did and 3 times really close together. Shalom, I counted 3 ums. Robert Stewart, I counted 5 ers and 3 us, but most of them were in the areas that you had just jumped into. So I thought you did a very good job. And there's one for me. And then Kathy B, I counted 3 so's. That's my Alcounts report.
Thank you, Kathy. Our grammarians report from Carrie. Could you please tell us about the words and the report for today?
Sagacious might have been used more often had I introduced it at the proper time. So thank you for being patient with me, as this is the first time that I am grammarian. I heard it a couple of times from Kathy Bass, a couple of times from Bobbie, a couple of times from me, and April said it once. I did not notice any real creative words today, and I don't know if that's because I was not paying attention. I thought I was, or if it was just not a very creative day. The only one that stuck out was somebody said spend liberally, and I thought, well, that keyed in because that's what I like to do.
Thank you, Carrie. And I think when you have, because the poetry had a lot of beautiful words in it, when you don't have something original, you probably don't have anything that's a little more creative. So again, it's the first time doing it. You were listening. It's just perhaps there weren't things that popped right up. And the more we do them, the more we have to be more creative. So Carrie has something to write down. Okay. I'd like to evaluate the evaluator now. And I will start with Rob by saying, first of all, you addressed everyone, but you particularly addressed Shalom, Robert. And addressed him, and you started by talking about his objectives, which is a positive evaluator trait. You not only talked about it, but you used the word timbre and cadence and the things that were in that objective, which he did very well. You were very specific in bringing up words that were used in the poetry, so you again cited very specific information. You gave him positive reinforcement on his voice, and you made a comment about the animal names and how important that was. You gave him a lot of positive. You did give him an area to grow on, and that was the places where he put his pauses, and gave him a very specific example about what he might do next time with the way it's printed, etc. Then you ended it by going back and saying it was a very well done, etc. The only thing I might have added to that is I might have reiterated you had great voice, you had great, a little summary, and then say it was well done, and I look forward to the next time you read it. So that would be the only thing. Otherwise, you did a very nicely done, a well done job. The meeting in general. First of all, I want to say thank you to Robert for our wonderful, and I think we should all thank you for our wonderful name tents. And then I think I need to draw attention to Kathy Smith, who created all of our new member guest packet information. Let's thank Kathy. It's difficult when you change officers to get everything in the new way. And so these officers met yesterday, and they've started getting things going, so I give you lots of kudos for that. I'd like to point out that today we had 3 people who dared step up and get out of their comfort zone. Sholem, first time as Toastmaster. You gave us some great information, and I liked the way, and you smiled in the middle of it, so I was really connecting with that. I might have asked that you would tell us a little what the Toastmaster does up front. So you might have said, my job is Toastmaster today. Or if we'd had a guest, they would then understand. But other than that, you did a terrific job. Kathy Bass, creative, interesting, right on track, right on time. I think all of us felt very comfortable with the way you handled it up here. You would never have known it was your first time. Very good, Kathy. And Carrie, I don't want you to say again what you did wrong, because we all have done it. And one of the things we tell Toastmasters is never apologize. And then don't tell people what you didn't do, because most people will forget anyway or wouldn't even know the difference. And it's okay that you didn't do it. I'm sure you'll never do it again, forget the word. But again, you don't need to worry about it, because we were all okay with everything. So you did a nice job of talking about and you did a nice job of explaining yourself right up front. So again, for the 3 of you, you're stepping out of your comfort zone and trying a new role. That was a good first time effort. I want to thank Rob for, again, filling in for, he was the Sergeant at Arms, he was the greeter, he was the evaluator, and he was the timer. The meeting as a whole, I think I'm seeing a nice flow. I'm seeing people starting to wear their pins. One of these days, I'd like to see everybody. We'll have a party, the first time everybody wears their pin at the same time. No one left the lectern empty. We seem to address, we rose, we addressed. I'm seeing a nice presentation, a nice standard that the club is starting to have. So with that, I return control to our first time Toastmaster extraordinaire, our time person, Sholem.